Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a new episode of Mastersmind. This time we are going to take a look once again at a game that I have played. It's going to be me spawning in the bottom left corner of Daybreak as a red Zerg. And my opponent for this game is going to be none other than Fleego. I don't really know how to say that, but yeah. In this game I'm going to tell you my thoughts, what I was thinking at the time. While playing this game, this game is about 3-4 days old I think, but it's a nice example of a Stephano's type of style of Zerg vs Protoss. So in this game you will see me doing a Stephano Zerg vs Protoss style, and as you know that involves getting a quick third base, delaying gases quite a little bit, and you know, just doing some Ling Roach aggression if possible. In this game he will be playing fairly standard actually. I don't remember, or I don't recall completely what he was doing in this game, but I remember he opened up at least very standard. As you can see, already a pylon on the low ground right now. So as you guys seem to enjoy the last episode of Mastersmind quite a bit, I decided to just do a few more. And if you guys have any questions during this game, please let me know in the comment section. I will either answer them in the comment section below, or I will actually remember them from for a next Mastersmind, so I can actually answer your questions in a later stage, maybe in a new video, or maybe in a new type of just a new video. I was also thinking actually about starting a new series. I'm really interested in what you think about that. I want to start a series where I actually take a look at your replays, and then I want you to give me a replay that in which, okay, let me rephrase that. I want to have a replay of you, maybe. I don't know exactly if I want to start that, but I want to have a replay of you losing, where you tell me the league that you are in and the problems that you are facing, and then I want to take a look in a video about the leaks that I might find in your play, and maybe I can help you guys improve that way. And you know, maybe that would be a nice video. If you enjoyed that kind of stuff, please let me know. I'd be really interested in maybe sharing that with you guys. I'm not completely 100% sure though. However, as you can see right here already, he is going to open up fairly standard, just a Forge followed up by a Nexus right there. So at this point in time, I went for a 14 pool and a 15 hatchery, and at this point in time, I'm actually going to zone him out completely, because of course we don't really want to know what he is doing unless I can scout it. But at this point in time, I can't see what's going on. I actually see this probe moving around right here, and this is actually fairly important. I saw his probe moving around my hatchery all the time, so I know he is not going to go for any kind of cheesy play at this point, because he's most likely off to my third base right now. However, I made a few Zerglings just in case, going to use those Zerglings to actually scout behind my gases, scout behind my minerals to see what's going on. And I'm also gonna send those Zerglings to my third base, because most of the time he will be either here at my third base trying to block this, or he will be at the watchtower right now. So here we go, my first queen is out right now, going to inject with that right away and start a queen right away. I also sent the drone right after my Zergling spawned to make a third base right here, and I will actually be able to find and catch this probe, which is much bigger than you think right now. At this point in time, the only way he can be sneaking out a probe right now is actually going this way. But I noticed a lot of Protoss players actually, when they are trying to sneak out a probe at this point, they will just send it straight past this Overlord. So this is a little bit of an adjustment that I actually personally made. It's actually something that Stephano doesn't do. Stephano actually sent his first Overlord right up this ledge right now, and his second Overlord right to this part on the left side of the map. But I actually enjoy putting my Overlord right here, because I can see his army moving out, and I can see if he sends out an early probe in certain games. So right now it's a fairly standard game. I'm just gonna make another queen. I'm actually going to start a creep tumor right here, start a queen in my natural and creep tumor to the third base. And what I'm going to do next is just keep poking in with my Zerglings right here. I'm actually going to check what's going on. It's really important for me that I know what's going on. So right now I actually see a cybernetic score reasonably timed. I see with this Overlord that there's no additional gas being taken. As you can see, this Overlord actually has perfect vision of this of those two gases right now, and I know they aren't taken yet. So at this point I feel fairly safe, but as you can see I still have this Overlord right here, which is a key location in my opinion. So let's talk about Overlord positioning just really quickly. As you can also see, I actually took my gas around the 6-minute mark, but let's talk about the Overlord positioning. My first Overlord goes right behind his main. My second Overlord goes right at this little ledge right here, which will actually give me vision if his army is moving out, or if he's actually idling with his army right here. I can check his composition. My third Overlord will actually go up this ramp right here, which he cannot see, and which will actually give me a nice vision right here of any passing by units. I can check probes that like to put pylons right there or right there. I can see... Whoa. Excuse me, guys. I can see probes actually trying to move by. And this just really money position right here. And I'm gonna send my fourth Overlord actually to this ledge on the opposite side of the map, if he tries to push into my natural, instead of pushing into my main, into my third, which I can scout with the other Overlord. So let's resume the game. So right now, as you can see, my gases are about to be finished, and I'm going to put them in, drones in right away. And at this point, I actually see an Overlord right here. I have to respond relatively quickly because I can't lose this Overlord. It would be a huge loss for me right now. So, as you can see, right now I know there's a Zealot somewhere on the map, and I know there's a Stalker somewhere on the map. And weirdly enough, I see the Stalker moving right there. That confused me for just a little bit, but it turns out he's just going to back around. So at this point, I know there will be a Stalker somewhere on the map, and as well as a Zealot. And as soon as I saw this Stalker, I actually decided to make a bunch of Zerglings just in case. And I'm also going to make probably a few more, yeah, actually 4 more going down, just to prevent this kind of pressure from happening. As you could also see, at the 100 gas mark, I actually decided to start my lair right here, as well as get the Roach Warren and an Evolution Chamber. I will also start my Zergling speed relatively quickly, and start the +1 attack for my Roaches if I can, just like Stephano would do. Right now, I actually am continuing to make drones. This is really important. This is actually also really important, by the way. I actually see another Stalker right here. Right now, I know there's 2 Stalkers into my vision. I also know that there's 2 gas guys being taken. So at this point, I'm kind of scared of maybe Blink Stalker with a DT followed up, or because normally Protoss player at that point would actually be making a Sentry Immortal or whatever. So right now, I'm kind of putting him on a Stargate, but I can't be completely sure. It's either Stargate, Blink Stalker, or DT. So I have to prevent all of those. But right now, I don't want to overmake units. This is really important. A lot of people actually will make this mistake of making too many Zerglings. And to be honest, I maybe made a little bit too many already. I made 9, which is... I made 10 in total, I guess. But which is a little bit too much maybe, but it's decent. But yeah. So as you can see, my lair finished. I start a 3rd gas geyser right away, as well as a 4th gas geyser. And I'm also going to start my road speed right here. So at this point, I have to know what's going on for him. The normal 3rd base timing for a Protoss player is actually the 9-minute mark. So I will be having to check this base from him right here really quickly. But as you can see, I am making a mistake right now. I don't know what's going on. I only know those gases are taken. So at this point, it's either he is going for a 3rd base or he's going for a push. If he's going for a push, I am relatively well prepared right here. But at this point, I see the Void Ray with this Overlord right here. So right now, if he is going for a 3rd base, I know I can kill him straight up. I just simply, yeah, if I do it properly, I know I can kill him straight up, because I am having a Roach Warren up right now. My Zergling speed finished just a second ago, and I have +1 attack on my Roach Warren. I also added a macro hatchery right here, as well as a lot of Overlords. And as you can see, without my scouting, this base is already up. And actually, at this point in time, I'm actually quite surprised, because this is a really quick timing for a 3rd base. I don't know about this until this point, so at this point I am not sure what's going on. But I also noticed that there's actually 4 gateways right here. So what I'm going to do is actually make a bunch of Spore Crawlers, probably 1 in every single base. Don't recall that completely. But I'm also noticing that he went for a really greedy 3rd base. He's also taking a gas geyser right now, and he has a lot of gateways out. So if he is going to commit to a Stargate, he simply cannot have a lot of ground army. So what I can be doing right now is actually making Roaches and Lynx and just simply try to push his bases. But one thing to keep in mind is that you don't really want to push into this area because there's a cannon. Why would you go for this area right here if you can actually move straight into the 3rd or into the natural right here? So what I'm going to do instead is just make a lot of Roaches and Lynx right now and not go for the 3rd at all. I'm just going to skip that altogether and try to kill his most important tech structures, which is definitely the cybernetic quickly score, and after killing that, I will actually prevent him from making stalkers and sentries, and also the forges right here. So why risk it? Why go into the third base? Why would you do that? So right here, going to try and actually move out of all those force fields. Managed to do so quite nicely, but I'm not going to commit. Going to send all my roaches actually into the natural as well as a few in the main if I am able to. But I want this upgrade from, I want to prevent this upgrade from going down. But I also have to keep in mind that those void rays do a lot of damage if you give them too much time. So for me, right now, it is important that I spread out my army as much as I can. So as you can see, I'm rallying everything into his natural right here, but I want to make sure that they surround his army right now. And this is actually a little bit of a trick. I tried pulling him out of position so my reinforcements would surround him from the back, and as you can see, that's quite successful. So what I'm going to do next is actually send a few roaches into the main right now. A few stay probably in the natural. I'm also going to take a few to the third base just to try and kill as many probes as I can, but also to distract those void rays that are in the air right now, doing a lot of damage. And at this point, I'm not really aiming to do major damage. I just need him to not being able to keep on going with production. And as you can see, I actually do manage to do a lot of damage right here. I managed to kill a lot of probes here as well. If you actually take a look at the probe counter, I actually turned 30 or 41 workers right now. And it's just still going up. And at this point in time, I know it's a win. As long as I start rally, or as long as I make units, I will be able to hold any kind of counterattack, which is his only option at this point in time. So since I'm still losing a lot of stuff right here, I'm actually deciding to pull back. I know I did enough damage. As you can see, I can't of course know that I killed 54 workers in total, but I'm not going to commit to it. I just need to know that I'm completely safe to just take this game in a little bit of a later stage. Of course, I don't want to give him those 3 nexus and actually chrono boost back up until a really high probe count, but at this point I know there's either going to be a lot of chrono boost spent on the probes, or he's going to go for a counter attack, and both answers for me right now is making units. So what I'm going to do is actually use my excess little bit of minerals to make another hatchery right here, actually adding up another gas guys, adding a few more drones to saturate those gas guys right now, and I'm just going to macro slightly out of it. And since right now I know his void rays are relatively slow and they are across the map, I know I can move out right now. So here we go. He doesn't actually know about me pushing out right now, I imagine. But yeah, right now he sees my army most likely, and yeah, he's trying to push home right now. But as you can see, he started making probes again, and that was probably his only choice. Either counterattacking, of course, or going for a new base right now. But I'm going to surround those stalkers with my Zerglings right here and finish it off right at this moment in time. Even though he has Blink, well, that's just a really expensive upgrade for him right now, and there's really no way he can do and deal with this. So as you can see, the key points to actually learn from this game, I think, is to not overcommit with your units too much. Simply just push back and think about what your opponent will be doing at that point in time. So he calls nice all-in, which it kind of really isn't, because I could easily transition out of it. I would mostly actually call him doing an all-in for going for such a greedy third base. But yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment on the video ideas that I mentioned earlier. I want to thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you again. Bye!